and on the corner there, I say it was Dunn's. Then you had, from there up to Tyne Court, was a milk bar owned by some name of Levy, became Levy and Franks, in part of Grand Metropolitan. Then you had a number of small shops, including Grossman's, who were a tobacconist, and then after the war it became a chemist. There was then the building work when they cut back the corner of Commercial Street, and Woolworths built a site there. Eventually Woolworths went out and was bought by Frankenbergs, who had been in Middlesex Street. Then had Commercial Street. Then you had the original Woolworths building, which was there from before the war, and that they sold that out because that was leased, and they moved to the building that I spoke about there, and that was bought by Medway, who was the shoe people. Then you've got HSBC Bank. Then you've got an empty building site, which was Tewkesbury Buildings. It's still empty because apparently they don't know who owned the property after the war. It must be worth a small fortune. Then there was Barclays Bank. The entrance, which Bloom's used as a car park, was Spread Eagle Yard. Then there was a bomb site on the corner there, which was built probably about early 70s, mid-70s, by Harry Fishberg Jewellers, who had been in Black Lion Yard. He sold out, and another jeweller took it over, Schindler. He was shot dead in the shop.
Wow.
I was the lucky one that found him.
Oh, wow.
Shot through the head. And that was taken over by a dress shop. Blouses mainly. I don't know if there's any name there. Yeah, if I find the name of it, it's on here. I haven't got the whole name. Saying Sam's Fashion, it doesn't really help. But that's who took it over. Then next to that, part of the same building, was Isherwood House. It was the name of the building, and Isherwoods were ship designers. In the same building was Falkland Island Company. Everything that went in and out of the Falklands went through the company. So all the ships that were going out down to South Pole stopped off. So we were giving them, supplying stuff, confectionery, in February. Stuff wasn't going to arrive until the following Christmas. So then there was, where are we? Yeah, Provisa, which were hosiery wholesalers. Then there was us. Next to us was a handbag shop named of Rose. They sold that out to Zilka, who was selling luggage downstairs, and upstairs they had the offices of Budweiser Budvar, the Czech Bud. I don't think that's still there. I'm pretty sure not. And next door to that was the side entrance to Bloom's, but above Bloom's was Cublin's, who were dress embroiderers, and above them on the top floor was a company named Berman and Cray, Cray being Charlie Cray. Then there was Bloom's. There was also in that building a dentist on the first floor, Australian dentist, but she moved out and that became the staff room for Bloom's. So then you had Bloom's, then you had a pub. Can't think of none of it. Then there was Albert's menswear shop. And that's the one with the Star of David on the front. Then there was Gravel Lane fabric wholesalers. I can't remember. There's some other shops there. And then there was Silberstein's, which was a kosher restaurant, not under licence, as unique in its way because it served both milk and meat dishes on two separate floors. Normally kosher restaurants are either milk or meat because you can't mix the two, but he had, I say, two separate floors. Then further along, before the art gallery, when we moved into the shop, that was 56, Goyt had a small bar there. They had the art gallery. There was a couple of small shops. Then on the corner was Straker's. That was one of their first shops at the corner of Osborne Street. Crossed over Osborne Street, there was Kerdal, which is still there. The name's still there. I don't think it's the same family. And then past, I think it's King's Arms Court, with Medway, the shoe shop, who sold there and moved into the old Woolworths building that I spoke about. That's there. Right, carrying on down the road, before you came to Black Lion Yard, which you've got no access to now from the front, there was Boots the Chemist, there was Dom the Dentist, then there was Alec Fishberg on the corner of Black Lion Yard, which is a brother of Harry Fishberg, who bought the place in Whitechapel High Street. Then there was, of course, a tier name of Yanofsky. There was a shoe repairers, I think the name of Blackbuck, not sure of that. And there was a milliner on the corner, I can't think of that name, that was on the corner of Greater Street. On the other side was North Thames Gas. Then you had a hairdresser's, Adolf Cohen, and that's where Vidal Sassoon did his apprenticeship. Then there was Mazin's, which was a Jewish bookshop, and it got damaged during the war, and he never repaired the damage. He had it in the window and left it exactly as whatever it was there, and they continued working in spite of the damage. Then there was Tate, who was silversmiths. There were some other shops. Then there was Tobin, was an optician. There was another one or two shops, and you had a garage on the corner of Davenant Street. Going back along Whitechapel Road, on the other side of the road, there was, in Whitechapel High Street, on the corner was Paisner. He was a tobacco wholesaler. There was quite a number of small shops. A lot of those got pulled down when they put in the one-way system, and the pubs was pulled down as well. That was the... Never mind, it was a grey something. Never mind. Going back along Whitechapel High Street, on the same side as the church, there was a stationer's, Lansdowne. Now the front of that was bought by the London Museum, the shop front, late 1970s, and that's in the London Museum, and they simply replaced it with the modern shop front. I don't suppose it's still there. Going down Whitechapel Road, beyond Brady Street, there was Evader, which was a children's wear shop. There was Berkoff, which was a shoe shop, and there was Rome's, a pram shop. That was all the other side of Brady Street before Cambridge Heath Road.